Hello friends, this is Om Prakash Samantray, Assistant Professor in CSC. We are discussing structured query language. In this video, we'll discuss Cartesian product and join operations in SQL. Cartesian product is also known as cross product, or when you multiply two tables, we uh, call it as a Cartesian product. It's a binary operation. So if there are two tables having m number of rows and n number of rows in each of the tables, then when you apply the Cartesian product, the result will contain m into n number of rows. That is the multiplication of the number of rows in both the tables is the result of the Cartesian product. Similarly, the number of columns of the first table plus the number of columns in the second table will be there in the result. So you need to think that if you apply a Cartesian product, then all the rows of the first row are is associated with all the rows of the second table. All the rows of the first table associated with all the rows in the second table. That's why you are getting m into n number of rows in the result. So all these m into n number of rows are not valid tuples, valid rows. If I simply write SQL, Cartesian product in SQL, if I write select asterisk from emp comma dept, then it will be resulted in Cartesian product. See, you can see total 56 rows are selected here. So how many rows are there in the employee table? 14. You can see select asterisk from emp, there are 14 rows. So I'll select asterisk from dept, there are 6, 4. So 14 into 4, total 56. So in the Cartesian product you'll get total 56. How many columns are there in employee table? 8. How many columns are there in department table? 3. So 8 plus 3, 11 columns will be there in the result of the Cartesian product. You can see all the 8 plus again. So you can see here department number is appeared 2 times. One is in the employee table, one is in the department table. And the value of these two are not same in all the rows. In the first row, value of DEPT number is 20, and here this is 10. Here it is 30, here is it 10. So what does it mean? One employee, the employee, um, the first employee Smith, who is a clerk in department number 20 as well as in department number 10. It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense because one employee cannot work in two departments. So that's why our aim is to find out the valid tuples which will contain the department number value same in both these columns. You can see 10 is here, in it also contains 10. So in this case, this one is a valid tuple, this one is a valid tuple because 10 is there in both these columns. So it makes sense. Hence you need to find out the valid tuple. So what you need to do, you need to use a condition here. After applying the Cartesian product, you can use a condition, where condition, so that the valid tuples can be displayed. So if you write, if we execute, let us execute. See, this is your Cartesian product. In this Cartesian product, I'll write where employee dot dept number equals to dept dot dept number, means the department number column in employee table equals to department number table column in department table. If the values are the same, then only you show in the result. That is a query. You can see 14 rows are selected and the result contains department number value same here in both the columns. Of course, showing the same value in two columns is leads to redundancy. You can minimize that using a natural join. Okay, we'll see that later. So this is the example of simple join operation. So when the Cartesian product is associated with a condition, you can say it's a selection condition. We call that is a join operation. So in that join operation, one column must be common in both the tables. Employee.dpt number. DEPT number is present in both the tables, employee and department. That's why we can join these two tables. Name can be different. DEPT number and some other table may contain D number. Name can be different, but the data type must be same. Then only you can apply the join operation. So this example is called as your theta join, and because you have used equal to sign here, we can call it as a uh, equijoin. You can also use alias. If I write from EMPE DPT D, where E dot DPT number, D dot DPT number, it will give you the same result. So we are using E dot DPT number, D dot DPT number because the name is same here. If the names are different, name of the common column is different, then you no need to write E dot or D dot. Simply you can write the name of the columns because the names are different. There will be no ambiguity. Because the names are same here, that's why to avoid ambiguity we are using the object name here, right? So you can also add some more conditions here, and salary greater than 1500. So one more condition is added here. When both the conditions are true, then only the result will be displayed here. See, out of these 14, only 7 rows satisfying these two conditions. That's why only 7 are displayed here. So this can be called as a theta join. So theta means a condition which may contain any operator like this: greater than, equal, greater than, less than, greater than, equals to, less than, equals, not equals to, any symbol. If all the conditions contain only equal to sign, you can call it as a equijoin, right? Similarly, a natural join. See, in this theta join, you can see here the DEPT number column appears two times. DEPT number column appears two times here. So the result contains total number of columns in first table plus total number of columns in the second table. So this increases the redundancy. That's why what we'll do, we can apply the natural join. So natural join can be applied only when the two tables contain the common column with the same name. So in this case, DBT number is the common column and the name is also same. That's why you can apply the natural join. If the names of the common column is different, you cannot apply the natural join. So how to implement that in SQL? It's very simple. Select asterisk from EMP natural join DPT. No need to specify any condition here. It will automatically implicitly take the condition. The department number is shown here, and that is taken as a join condition because the name is same. Only one copy of that department number column is displayed here. So it natural join. This is the natural join, right? Gives you the same result, but the way of implementing that is different. Similarly, there are two types of outer joins. Outer joins means if you want to display the left side table data completely and you want to display some of the rows which satisfies a particular condition from the left side table, in that case you can use the left outer join. If you want to display the full data from the right hand side table, but some of the rows will satisfy a condition from the left side table, in that case you need to use the right outer join. If you need complete data from both the tables, you can use full outer join. So left outer join is used in this in using these two tables, employee and department table. We cannot exactly show you the use of left outer join, but still I can show you how to implement the outer join here. If I use a plus symbol here, if I use a plus symbol here, that will be called as your left outer join. If I use the plus symbol other side, that will be called as your right outer join, right? So to understand this, you need to consider this table. You can see a table which is given in this example. You can see here, uh, yes, see there are two tables. You need to create these two tables in SQL. This is a task for you. So left side, this is one table, right? This is another table. Left side has two table. Left table has two attributes. Right table has two attributes, and we are applying the. This is the left outer join. So in the left outer join, left side values are displayed in the result. As you can see, this is the result. 100, 101, 102 are displayed directly, and from that right side table only those values are displayed which satisfies the condition. The condition is the common column must have the same value. So what is the common column here? A is the common column here and here. Value must be same. So 100 same as 100. So it is displayed here in the result. 101 same as 101 is not there in the second table. That's why it is filled with null values. So if there is a no match found, it is filled with null values. Similarly, 102 matched with Maya 102. This one, so 102 is displayed here, right? So if a match is found, the values from the right side table displayed. If a match is not found, then a null value is displayed here. That is your left outer join. Similarly, if you apply the right outer join in the same table, then what will happen? The right hand side data will be displayed. All these values 100, 100 to 104 will be displayed. Only the which are the matches, 100 is there in the left table, so this will be displayed in the result. 102 is there in the left table, so this will be displayed in the result, but 104 is not there in the left table. So in that case, the A and B values for the left table will be null in the result, right? So please execute. You just create these two tables with these values, then you try to execute the left outer join and right outer join using the syntax shown here. I've shown the syntax here. You have to use a plus sign here. See, this is the plus sign used in the join condition to represent the left outer join. Similarly, you can see here in the bottom, this is the right outer join, right? So simply in some of the databases, the keywords like left outer join, right outer join can also be used. I'm using Oracle. Some it doesn't support that. In some other database DBMS environments, the keyword left outer join and right outer joins are supported. Right. So this is the video in which we have discussed Cartesian product and different types of joins and how to implement those join operations in SQL. In the next video, we'll discuss some more concepts of SQL and practical aspects of those concepts. Please subscribe this channel to get notifications of the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.